So for the past week, one of the things that I've been talking about on the channel quite a bit is old Ricky Gervais and what he said at his Golden Globes monologue and how it's kind of shaken Hollywood. And, you know, you've got articles coming out on him all the time. He's got a lot of backlash. He doesn't care because Ricky Gervais has that F-U money. And because he has that, he doesn't care. And I love that personally. I think we need more people like Ricky Gervais speaking out. I believe Nerdrotic calls it the Dave Chappelle effect, and I absolutely agree. I think that that's a pretty good way to put things. Now, why do I have this picture of Henry Cavill pulled up? Well, there's a YouTuber who made a very good video talking about how the industry has kind of objectified him for about 10 years. I watched the video. It's very good. We're going to go over that. But I wanted to go over some things that I found to kind of back up what she was saying. Now, the reason that I'm combining the two, Ricky Gervais in this, is because Ricky Gervais got a hashtag. Well, he didn't start it. People started it. It was hashtag Hollywood Hypocrites over on Twitter, and it trended the day after he gave that speech, and it was great. Because that's what these people in Hollywood and journalists, by the way, are all hypocrites. They say one thing, they do the other. A really good example of this is their big stance against objectifying women. You know, talking about how hot women are. Talking about, you know, if they're on the red carpet, I love your hair or your dress. You know, if you ask that question now during an interview, what's going to happen? You'll get hit pieces on you, or they'll say, the treatment of this actress was preposterous. That's exactly what'll happen. But Henry Cavill here is a really good example of how it's a double standard now because it's okay to do this to men, not a big deal. Let me show you some of these headlines. So I just did a little Google search, looked up Henry Cavill, and picked out a bunch of headlines that you will never see with a woman, at least nowadays. You might have seen it before, but you won't see it anymore. If you did, you know what would happen. But here's the first one. The thirst is real for the first look at Henry Cavill in The Witcher. We love a Legolas with a butt chin. Let's move on to the next one. Things we saw today. Let's enjoy watching Henry Cavill in this trailer for The Witcher. Now, not, you know, as blatant as the last one, but believe me, in the article, they go on to talk about his muscles and how hot he is. And let's not forget this classic, my personal favorite, just came out January 6th, 2020 from Cosmopolitan. 7 times Henry Cavill inadvertently made me horny while watching The Witcher.
How dare you?
Henry Cavill height. How tall is Henry Cavill? Now, let me explain this one real quick. Now, you're saying, and this, they just want to know how tall he is. Well, here's the thing. Women like tall men, and I'm assuming a lot of women find him very attractive. He's not a bad-looking dude, right? I'm pretty sure women lust for Henry Cavill. Not really a shocker. So when you put an article out saying, how tall is Henry Cavill, I'm pretty sure lots of ladies clicked right away to find out how tall their dashing dream man is. The article was written for that purpose. Let's be real about it. Then from Digital Spy, exclusive. The Witcher boss reacts to that sexy bathtub meme. You know the one. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It's the scene from The Witcher show. If you've played the game, you know at the beginning, he's in the little bathtub. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. And then next up, let's go to this one. We need to talk about Henry Cavill's sexy mustache. Head over to this one. Henry Cavill was so muscular that he ruined his Witcher costume, and the internet can't get over it. This one doubles down on it and makes sure to find even this one from Polygon and all of these reactions of thirsty ladies. I mean, why not? I mean, he's just a piece of meat, right, media? And we got this one. The Witcher's Henry Cavill gets wet and wild in series' first full trailer. And we got this final one, because I think the point has been made. Beard, no beard, or mustache? How do you prefer your Henry Cavill? Now, the reason that I'm even talking about this is because of this video by this YouTuber, Tara Natalia. I'm probably saying your last name wrong if you see this video. I'm going to put the link in the description. I highly encourage you to check it out after you watch this one because she did a lot of legwork. Went and looked at about 10 years worth of interviews where people are just saying all kinds of stuff to him. And I wanted to highlight this picture right here because he's kind of looking down. He looks uncomfortable in that screenshot, doesn't he? And this is because people are saying stuff to him like, do you get called daddy a lot and all of this stuff? I don't think he likes it. I don't think he says anything because, he doesn't want to look like a wuss, probably, right? But I get it. 10 years of this. And then you have to think about it from the angle that I'm talking about too, is the fact that if they were doing this to a woman, it would be an outrage. But it's okay to demean and objectify Henry Cavill, huh? That's okay. So I encourage you to check out her video. The link's in the description. It'll be there. Make sure you watch it. So I definitely think it's worth checking that video out because she did a lot of legwork. And I think checking out his facial expressions and reactions to the questions that are asked of him and the comments that people have said to him over 10 years are really interesting. I found this video through Bounding in the Comics, who covered it. I'm pretty sure it's Tara Natalia. I think I said her name wrong. YouTuber Tara Natalia demands that the media stop actualizing Henry Cavill. In a video posted to her YouTube channel, Natalia documents numerous cases which she believes are interviewers and members of the media going after Superman and the Witcher actor Henry Cavill in an objectifying manner. I believe Hollywood has been doing this for 10 years. And she actually went back and found interviews around that whole timeline, like about 6 or 7 of them. And it's very, very eye-opening because, like I said, you'll be hard pressed to find interviews now where they're doing this to ladies. Here's a really good example of that I remember very clearly because everyone was making a big deal about it. This is from 2011. What if the male Avengers posed like Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow? Now, if you don't remember, for the first Avengers movie, there was a poster, maybe it's the cover. They're all like in this kind of setup here in this article, except for Scarlett Johansson, who's got her back turned and then she's doing that hot look because she looked really hot in that movie and in Iron Man 2, where she looked really banging. She had her back turned, you could see her booty, and she's turning her head back, and then she's, holding her weapon up in the air. Everyone was all upset about that, and they made a big deal about it, and it spawned all kinds of deviant Tumblr garbage art like this, where they're saying, well, what if the men posed like that? What would people be saying? Which is funny, because they were still doing it to the dudes, even then, as the treatment of Henry Cavill shows us in this video and in Tara's video. It just shows how hypocritical they are. And what do you see all the time? I just talked about this in my Birds of Prey video, how the new Harley Quinn is going to be less male gazy. Don't want her looking attractive. We're going to, if you have a woman trying to be attractive, oh, that's a big deal. We're going to write tons of articles on it, tons of articles. But then, Chris Hemsworth, I remember there was an article, they were trying to be fun in it, but this was in, I think, the Endgame poster or something. It's before we knew about Fat Thor. And they had his arms covered. He had sleeves over his arms. And the whole article was about how wrong it was to cover his big, hot, muscular arms. So I hope more people start talking about this stuff because it really attaches itself nicely to Ricky Gervais's monologue about, how basically these people are all hypocrites. It's okay to do it to people like Henry Cavill, but how dare you, think that Scarlett Johansson looks hot in that Avengers poster? How dare they market the movie like that? But it's okay for them to market The Witcher with Henry Cavill's shirt off in a bathtub. That's just fine and dandy. And then we can write 35 million articles about how it makes us percolate. It's kind of ridiculous. And it needs more calling out. It really does. Because these people are all jokes. They're all hypocrites. They have no principles. And it's fun to point it out. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. I'd like to hear your comments. Tell me what you think about it. Throw a like up. I want to see an active comment section. Remember, comments and likes help push videos in the algorithm, so please consider giving the video some interaction. Also, share the video. I think that this is important. It's good to get this stuff out. Make sure you check out the other video by Tara. I think it's very good and worth a watch. It's a very good video. And make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.